more and more examples of dads not being equal contributors in raising a kid. I don't like to comment on other people's relationship, but I do have a genuine question. How do you avoid that? Like, I don't have kids and I don't want to be in this situation.
Okay, so when I first met my husband, it was honestly a really slow process, and we were friends first. And we were both at an event, and there was this woman who was supposed to be teaching this class, and she had just had her fifth baby. So she had just had her fifth baby, and the baby wasn't settling. And so my husband, just an acquaintance at the time, offered to help her out with her baby. So he took the baby from her so that way she could teach the class. And I watched him. He held this baby for about an hour and a half, put the baby to sleep, and even stepped outside so the baby could get some fresh air. It was like beautiful weather, and he was just rocking the baby and super peaceful. And at the time, I wasn't really interested in dating, but I was observing him just from that standpoint, and it definitely stood out to me. Fast forward to us getting married and having our first baby, I remember that it was a pretty stressful time. And anyone who's had a newborn knows how intense it can be and the lack of sleep that you can get. And I was exclusively breastfeeding. So I remember one night I slept longer than usual. And usually, when you have a newborn, you just like automatically wake up, especially if you oversleep, you think that something's gone wrong. So I remember I woke up and both my husband was gone, and I was like, okay, where's my husband? Where's the baby? So I go into my baby's room, and what I saw, I will literally never forget it. And I'm kind of sad I didn't record it, but she was in her crib, and my husband had gotten a towel out and put the towel next to her crib and slept on the floor. And you could see that he had slipped his hand through the crib. You know, how it has like those bars. He had slipped his hand through there just to be able to hold her hand. She just needed someone next to her, and he didn't want to wake me. And she had already fed, but he knew that she just needed some comfort. So he literally just lied down on that towel next to the crib and was holding her hand, and they were both asleep. And I actually think about that quite often because it reflects to what I saw before we were dating, where he just like didn't have to wait to be told what to do. He just kind of took charge and helped that woman out with her baby. And I just knew that he would be the same way towards our children. And I know there are a lot of comments that say, oh, well, they switch it up and X, Y, and Z. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but there are different things that you can look for. And I feel like that being able to stand out for me was able to help me get a glimpse into what it would be like to not only be married to him, but to have children with him. I know personally through that experience and then the experience I had with our newborn baby that I was not only going to have a partner who was willing to step up, but that my daughter was going to have a present father. And from what I heard from your story, your father was very present and very active in your life. And I feel like if you're looking for the same things, there are little hints during your dating phase that you can see whether or not someone is going to be helpful or to be able to contribute to your family and especially be present for your children. Anyway, I hope that this story helps you, and yeah.